Hello, my name's Vicki Wusche, and this is the first of 7 videos in a series called The 7 Secrets to Success, how to change your thinking from a property investor to a successful business owner. And this first topic is really around focus and why are you investing in property. And there are 2 very easy things to start with. Are you looking for cash flow? And if you're looking for cash flow, what sort of cash flow are you looking for? Is it the money on a monthly basis to replace a job? Or are you thinking a bit more into the future where you're looking for the income to give you financial security and the freedom to retire whenever you want? A lot of people think about the choice between cash flow, revenue, rent, if you like, and actually looking at capital deals. For me, the challenge in capital deals is that you have to keep doing them in order to get those lump sums dropping in. I was very clear why I invested in property. I believe that I'm the undiscovered granddaughter of Jacques Cousteau and I intend to scuba dive all the warm waters of the world. I needed a business that would enable me to have other people work for me, my money work for me, my employees work for me, and my time work for me. And that all came together for me in a property business, where in a sense my tenants are my employees, if you like. They go out for however they get their rent and they pay it to me and I have a profit out of it. And they keep doing that because they have to keep living in a house, they have to live somewhere. So my tenants provide me with the cash flow and all I need to do is roughly once a month check on, well obviously once a month, but for a day, roughly once a day, check on the rent, make sure that all the property renovations are up to date, gas certificates, anything like that. And there's a whole system around that checking process, which means it takes very little of my time, leaving me free to do whatever I want, which is holidays. But then after you've had enough holidays, then you start to merge into other things, and I'll come to other business activities that I've expanded into as the time has become appropriate. But right from the beginning I knew that I wanted cash and I wanted financial security. So for me, my strategy became very much about a cash flow strategy. There will be capital in there, but the capital is very much based on whatever the market is doing. I'm not looking at doing specifically a whole strategy built around development deals. I just simply don't want to have to work that hard. The financial security comes for me in the fact that I'm not over-gearing my property, so I'm not constantly remortgaging them. I want there to be equity in my portfolio. It's at the moment averaging around 65% loan to value across the entire portfolio. And the reason that I've done that is because we're in a flat market and we've got very low interest rates, and we know one thing that is definitely going to happen: interest rates will rise. And while I've got a great return on my property portfolio, because that's one of the criteria that I set, so I'm getting a good 12 to 15% as an average return on the cash that I've invested in my portfolio, if the interest rates do spiral upwards, I want to have that flexibility, which equity will give me, to be able to maybe sell 1 or 2 properties if that's what I choose to do. If you get into a position where you're going a strategy that constantly requires that you remortgage properties to pull all your money back out, you can find yourself highly geared. I've worked with mentees that have portfolios that are 100% geared. That means that the value of the properties at the moment and the values of the mortgages are equal. They are relying on property values going up, and they will, but 5, 7, 10 years, we don't know how long. Meanwhile, we know pretty certainly that interest rates will go up before the market starts to move. What will happen to those people and their portfolios if interest rates rise? Will they be able to afford to pay those mortgages? And if they can't, will they even be able to afford to sell those properties? So that's one thing that's really, really important to me. It's cash flow, because I don't want to have to work hard. I want my properties to do that for me, to give me the freedom and choice. And then the other side of it, to make sure that I've got the financial security. So why are you investing in property? And when you've thought of the financial reasons, then what about the lifestyle? I've mentioned already that I like scuba diving, and I was very clear that what I wanted to do was have the freedom to choose how I spent my time. What would you spend your time doing? Scuba diving, golf, walking, spending time with family. Maybe you're interested in painting pictures or writing books or doing photography. Or something else that I haven't thought of. will the business strategy that you are following give you that time to have the lifestyle that you want? And one of the examples I give, for example, is with lease options. If you follow a lease option strategy and you don't own the property, the only way that you make money out of that strategy is from the profit that the tenant pays over and above the actual owner of the property's mortgage. You have to make sure that you manage that tenant very carefully, because in effect, they are your asset. So what are you? You're a letting agent. And how many days a week do letting agents work? If this is your business, it could well be 365 days of the year, and that's simply not what I want to do. One of the other things is that a lot of people work very hard on their marketing strategies, and we've recently heard people doing leafleting campaigns, websites, even the guerrilla marketing of these yellow banners and the vans, and everybody's doing that. But that takes a lot of time and effort, and for me, where is a motivated seller? A motivated seller goes to an estate agent, and an estate agent is paid to sell houses to someone like me. That's absolutely perfect. Why work so hard? Now, obviously, if you're following a strategy where you've only got a limited cash flow, a limited cash pot to invest, you might be thinking, how can I buy more houses? How can I buy more houses? I have to invest and remortgage and pull my money back out. I have to do lease options. But there is another way that you can do all of this without all of that continuous 365 day a year relationship with a tenant. You can do it by sourcing properties, and that's the approach that I've taken. So it's just a different spin on things. So this is the first video in a series of 7 about the 7 secrets to success and how you can move from investor thinking to a property business mindset. This has been about getting you to think why you're investing in property. What are your reasons, and therefore what is the strategy that is right for you? And that's the most important thing. What is the right strategy that's going to give you your financial goals and the lifestyle that you want? I'll see you in video 2.